confidence, man. I have trying my best with the different tools, and it's really irritating me. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And I am trying to make this work because the platform I'm using wasn't allowing me to schedule my YouTube channels like it used to be. Now I'm actually trying it differently. So I'm using Street Riverside right now using the custom stream, but I'm utilizing the stream key directly from YouTube. So if y'all are watching me on YouTube, let me know how this is working out. Um and also if y'all can hear me because I'm trying out a couple things and I want to make sure I do this right because am going to be switching my show to Wednesdays at let me bring this up so I can get a full look at the view. You know what I'm saying? Get the view. Got the view done. It's there. We're trying out a few things. All right. So let's see. Um I'm actually trying out a few things. So if y'all are watching, I actually can see the stream on YouTube, like going live on YouTube, but I'm also live on Riverside at the same time, as well as Twitch. So I'm curious to see on what y'all can see. Can y'all hear me clearly and everything like that? This is a trial run. This is the first Wednesday session. As y'all know, this is what we do on this show is to try to figure out things as we go along because I like to try new things, give you guys some exposure, learn something new, breaking things. And this is where we at with life in general. Like you can't learn anything by doing everything right the first time or right every time. You have to break a few things. You got to fail a couple times to get it right. Now, it might take you more than one time, might take you 5 or 6 times. And granted, you might fail today. Do you have to get it right now? More than likely, no. There are very few professions where you can actually mess up and go back and fix it. There are very few that you have to do it exact every time. Perfect example. Do you want a heart surgeon messing up or you'd be like, oh man, I forgot to connect that artery back to the lower artery. Who knows? You might connect it to a lung or something. Stitching everything up, just thinking, well, I mean, maybe all right. I can catch them on when they take a break from work or something. I can fix it. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. Other things, if you're a box maker, okay, well, I made the box too big for the product. So I'm gonna put the product inside, a smaller package next time. Okay, we can work that out. But the way how things are right now, let's go with that. So I want to share. Hey, what's going on, Lisa? Hopefully you can see this. I'm actually trying something cool on both ends. Since I'm streaming directly, not directly through YouTube, I wonder if you're looking at it the vertical view or the wide view. So thank you for letting me know I was loud and clear. Um, so like I said, I'm testing all this stuff out because I refuse to pay the high payments. So, we about that wallet. I can't be about that wallet without trying, without making some mistakes and trying to figure this out for free or low cost to you as much as possible. And as always, I gotta play some video games because it's just me. Why not? Throw that on in the background. Wonder if it will still work. Let's see. File, movie recorder. And then I'm going to change my input for the stream. They used to allow me to do that, but I wonder what happened. Because this was one of the things that I had to play around with before. Like all the things that I want things to work, they are not working the way I want them to. It's just always something different. And I just can never figure out why things the way they are. Um, it's just not giving me what I need. It's not giving me what I need when I need it. And I'm not sharing it because y'all don't need to see that. Okay, so by all means, what we're gonna do, we'll probably let's see, while I figure this out, play some news so y'all can watch that right quick. And I gotta figure out some stuff on the back end. But there's a lot of money moves that's been happening. I'm not sure if y'all are watching the news, as some of us do from time to time. But there's a lot of money moves happening right now. I'm gonna say, let's see, who we gonna go with? I like Bloomberg. Let's go with Bloomberg for some stock news right quick because in honor of Lisa J Stocks. Plus, also it's Earth Day today. And so that's a big deal that's going on right now about what people are talking about far as recycling, how to be greener in your purchasing power, be greener in what you're investing in, and also be greener in your expenses because we want to be green in our wallets. I'm not sure about you all, but I want to. And so by doing so, the only way to do that is by taking advantage of what's available around us, really getting to know um, what it is that we're investing in, really taking time out to really just think about our day-to-day lives. What are we doing right now to actually improve ourselves? Now, actually, if you guys are listening to this for the first time and y'all want to actually sponsor like a segment of the show, like if you got like a money minute or a stock minute, like I'll give you a quick minute segment on the show. All you have to do is send me a file, send me a video recording if you want, or audio clip. And what I could do is I'll play that for that 1 minute. And what you can send that to is at info@aboutthatwallet.com. And what I'll do is grab it from there. If you're using Google, you can go ahead on and share like if you want to just do the Google, what they call them things. If you want to do the Google Drive and put the file in there and then I can grab it, let's go for it. All right, let's go on and get this going. Let me see if I can pull this. Pause this because they trying to be all fancy and fast with it. Like, why are they trying to be fast with it? Saying what they trying to hide. So, see if I can share my screen. And we're gonna go with Bloomberg. And I'll make myself in a tiny corner. And see if I can make it's interesting that it's showing the whole. Don't want it to do my whole screen. How do we fix this? Let me stop the share and try to share it differently. There we go. That's what I want. Just a window with a tab. I think the tab is what I want. Okay. Share this tab instead. There we go. Now when I maximize, it's fine. All right, cool. New segment time. I'm gonna go ahead on and try to get all of this stuff on the back end taken care of. I keep you posted. All right, be right back. It's gonna be a minute.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Even as oil prices move higher today, Wall Street is rallying after strong earnings from companies including Boeing and Boston Scientific. United Airlines says it made more money than forecast last quarter, but amid signs of turbulence ahead, shares are descending today. The airline cutting its full-year profit forecast to as little as half what it had predicted at the start of the year. United's warning echoed scaled back expectations at other airlines, including Delta and Alaska Air. Truth Social, President President Trump's social media company is now ousting former Congressman Devin Nunes as CEO because company stock has plunged more than 65% since the president's reelection in 2024, wiping out over $6 billion in shareholder value. And Lay's potato chips getting in on World Cup spirit with flavors including Argentinian-style steak with chimichurri, Brazilian-style garlic sauce, and wavy French onion soup. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg.
Wow, she's good. Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay. So remember, flights are also increasing. Let's go on and talk to this because this is very important to realize. So, and how jet fuel is actually a lot less. Some of the countries are
That
actually
is just
running out of
how
fuel.
much United Airlines says they will bump fares this spring and summer. We're talking 15 to 20%. The CEO told CNBC it's because of the rising cost of jet fuel, which doubled as a result of the Iran war.
Consumer investigative reporter Jennifer Joas is here to explain what could happen next, Jen.
Yeah, unfortunately, this could lead to other airlines out there also raising their ticket prices. It already happened with checked bag fees. You'll remember JetBlue raised the fee, and within days, every major airline followed suit. Now, American, Delta, United, JetBlue, and Southwest have all raised their fees for checked baggage. Higher jet fuel prices have also led some airlines to scale back their schedules. United and Delta already said that they plan to cut some flights, so that means fewer options to get to your destination. And on top of this, discount carrier Spirit Airlines is in more financial trouble.
Even if you've never flown on Spirit, you want them in the market to help put pressure on those other larger carriers. It actually helps keep prices cheap.
Spirit already filed for bankruptcy twice. Now the Trump administration is getting close to finalizing a deal to offer Spirit $500 million. It would give the airline more breathing room as it works its way out of bankruptcy. But we'll have to wait and see. Previously, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said there's been a lot of money thrown at Spirit, and they haven't found their way into profitability. So a deal could just postpone the inevitable.
All right, Jen. So what can you do if you want to book a trip, you want to get out of here?
Yeah, there's a couple things. One, you could consider booking now. You know, you might be able to get in before prices really spike. Consider bringing a carry-on. I typically try to. If you have to bring a checked bag, then you want to pay for it when you book your ticket because it's cheaper actually than waiting until you get to the airport. They tend to charge you a lot more money later on. Now, if you fly a lot, you also could consider signing up for the airline's rewards program. They have credit cards. Some of them offer free check bags all the time. So that's another easy way to save. But I would only do that if you're like a frequent flyer.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of those promotions as well, getting the credit card and you get this for free or that discounted. So that's important.
Yeah.
All right, Jen. Thank you so much. We
That's our
appreciate
favorite word, free.
it. We love free.
Hard to
My
find.
favorite word.
We love it. It's great.
Okay. All right. I think I see what the problem was on my end. As far as the cable and the communication, as far as share something else. Okay. All right. So let's get to the bulk of this particular live show. As we were talking about, what is the Able account? How many of y'all actually ever heard of the Able account? Just put your thumbs up inside the chat. If not, it's fine. We're going to go through the IRS website and let's talk about it. Because, for one, this is for educational purposes only, and I want to make sure that you all know the right avenues and what's going on that's written in policy. Because if it's not written, it doesn't happen. Same thing when you're talking to your supervisor. They can tell you anything they want to, but if it's not written, it didn't happen. So I want you to be mindful of that when you're out here in the streets and trying to think like you're doing whatever you're doing. But I do not want you to be one of those people that are just doing whatever you feel like doing just because life doesn't happen that way. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna share my screen here. Let's see, IRS. IRS website. Okay. And we're going to put myself as the little tiny corner because that's where we're going to operate today. Okay. So since I'm not having my screen wide, let me see if I make it wide. All right. But I'm thinking about the people who are actually watching this on their phone. So I'll keep it here. All right. So we're on the IRS website. We're going to search Able account. And as you see right here, they call it the Able savings account. All right. So they said they found about 94 matching items. We're going to go to the Able savings account with person with disabilities. So if you actually know somebody that has disabilities and they are talking about saving for retirement or they keep getting taxed at certain rates, this will be a perfect avenue to talk to them about. Now, keep in mind, this act actually came out in 2017. So this is still a fairly new policy that a lot of people are just not aware of. And when I say new, in the sense that a lot of policies out here are have been around for a long time that a lot of people take advantage of, like the Roth IRA or even just your traditional 401k. So outside of those avenues as a W-2 employee, you have the option to utilize the Able account. So the Able account contributions on top of, so this doesn't even include your traditional. This is on top of your traditional retirement account, which let's go on and look up the limits right quick. Because I want to make sure you get the right information, which is the IRS IRA max contributions. Because I do not like to mix my words or numbers. Okay. I thought it was more. This is for your IRA contributions. What about your 401k? 401k. Okay. So the 401k, which is the deferral limit for your employees, has increased to 24,500. Okay. Is up from 23,500 from 2025. So all of this coming year, you have the option to save $24,500 that you can tuck away and it'll be tax deferred. Reason why I don't like the word, tax write off or whatever, it just means that this is money that you can put off to the side for investing in yourself and for later use. And if you're over the age of 50, you actually have the catch up contributions up to $8,000 in 2026. So let's go ahead on and take a look at that so I can share that with you all so y'all can see. So remember, as a W-2 employee, most people get the 401k plans. You also have the 403b plans, which are usually used for people who are in the public service, meaning you're a teacher. Usually teachers take advantage of this, or if you're in the educational field. I know I was able to get it working for the education when I was working for NASA, and they actually had these contributions available to me. There's a 403A and there's a 403B that you have an options to take care of. So I just want to keep that in mind of those different limitations. So these are the latest updates for the 401k plans that were given out for 2026. So in these, because a lot of people keep saying, well, my taxes are high. And I realized that recently somebody came up to me, it was like, wow, I just found out about the tax bracket, like how it actually works. And I was like, oh, I thought that was like common sense by now. So I'm not a tax person. Again, I'm just looking at what's already out there. And I'm going to do a tax buckets explained because I want to make sure that you all understand how we can start taking advantage of the Able account And that will be a lot easier because I'm going to do an image view so you actually can see it. And going to Fidelity's website, because we know some of y'all have actual investments in Fidelity. And like I keep saying, all of these brokers have educational tools on their website. So this is a cool thing to take advantage of them. It's like they provide all this information. So right now we are on Fidelity's website, fidelity.com/learning center /personal finance /how tax brackets work. So in this example, how much money they trying to say this person has as taxable income? Because I want to walk it all the way through. Okay. So they're saying that this person has about $197,300. So they're showing that the tax brackets above that are not shown here, but they just kind of do everything up to what they can do for the brackets. And that's what they're looking at. All right. So they're saying that the first 10% of that $197,300 is being taxed at 10%. Then the next bucket, which is taxed at 12%, is this. Now, keep in mind, this is already after you did all of your deductions. You paid into your 401ks, you paid into your ABLE account. Now, this is kind of talking about that, but I want to break this down first before we start talking about how to lower what they call as your AGI, which is your annual gross income. To lower that, you need to understand what's going on first before we can start lowering it. All right. So let me see if I can zoom out a bit. Come on, zoom. Did not mean to do that. So what happens when you're working off one screen? Come on, scroll down. Where we at? There we go. All right, I'll just try to see if I can lengthen this. There we go. So we got the first 11,925 being taxed at 10%. Then we have the next 36,550 at 12%, and so on and so forth. Now, the reason why this is set up this way, obviously, we're looking at the 100, like at the top end before you hit the 200K of where the limits are for the buckets, because things change when you're at the higher echelon. I'm not a tax expert. We can have a tax expert on. All you have to do is just leave a note to say, hey, we want tax people on the show. I will make sure we get one. All right. Let's checking out on the comments on YouTube. If you haven't already, go on and give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying the show so far. Let's see. I'm trying to see, why is it not showing on the stream? Because I wonder how far back is this live. Like I'm on the actual, it'll be nice if I go all the way up to the live. There we go. Sweet. Okay, so I'm live there. And I'm looking at what it looks like on the vertical as well, so that we can all see this at the same time. Sorry for the apologies to the vertical people who are watching on their phone. I am trying my best to work this out as I'm trying to navigate all of these these windows on this one screen. Maybe next time I should not play video games and actually just have it focus on one screen. But it is what it is. And we're jumping around. Okay. So I just want to make sure that, because I'm making sure the people that are on the vertical can actually see what's going on. All right. So we got the buckets, right? Now that we have the buckets, we understand. So that's in theory how the taxes are breaking out, but they say that no one pays taxes on every dollar of their income because they actually contributes to the 401k and health savings account. So they kind of help reduce the taxable income. In other words, he can scoop up some of those things out of those buckets. So, and they trying to break it down, walk you through this whole process. Actually, I might let me just share this out. I mean, I'm not affiliated with Fidelity. I just want to make sure that you all are aware of such a tool that's out there. So you can actually read this on your own um, and actually be able to provide value to yourself and your family. And I want to make sure that you guys are good. So now that we understand how the taxes are kind of laid out and the deductions that you can take away, your taxable contributions, and so which lowers your overall tax rate. Let's go back to this able account. All right. And share this tab. So your able account, as we already looked at on Fidelity, when you start splitting out. Ooh, speaking of splitting out, I wonder if I could split these tabs and will it still show both tabs at the same time? Uh, can y'all see that split? No, it doesn't split. Okay, it's just for quick swing. It doesn't do the whole tab side by side. Boo. Whatever. Let's see. Is that small enough for the people that are watching on YouTube? Vertical. And it seems like it pauses every time I move off that particular screen. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, I got like 8 screens open of the same thing. All right, so we're just gonna roll with it. Roll with it, roll with it. Sexy lady, give me your number, girl. Roll with it, roll with it. Let's see. Separate views. There we go. All right. So we're gonna go back here. I know we keep running back and forth, but I want to make sure that everybody's clear on the definition so that we understand what's going on. Now that we understand how the brackets are, your money is being taxed through the different brackets. Now we got to look into how is your how can you start taking more money out of those buckets and getting taxed less? Because remember they were trying to give out they were giving out a lot of money for people who were under a certain AGI. I think for getting your kickback, your refund check from COVID, I think the first time around. And some people were looking at me like, how was I able to get, a refund check? Was because, well, I put a lot of money into my retirement accounts to actually qualify to make sure that my AGI was under the threshold that was necessary to qualify. And so that's how it worked out. But let's go ahead on and continue. So the contribution limit for the ABLE account, which is, if you want to spell out ABLE, it stands for Achieving a Better Life Insurance Accounts. Now, let's see. Let's dive into it a little more. Let's see, share this tab here. Because we want to make sure we understand everything that's going on, because that's what this show is about, making sure we do the deep dives. So achieving a better life experience actually is an act of 2014. I actually was mistaken. So I did say 2017 earlier. It's 2014. Allow states to create a tax advantage savings programs for eligible people with disabilities, which is designated beneficiaries. Now, if you have a disability or you've been labeled with a disability, you have a handicap placard, if you have a handicap placard, more than likely you qualify for this thing. So by all means, get it. And if you know somebody with a handicap placard and they don't know about this is a good time for them to do it. So this is why I said 2017. So the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, this right here increased the contributions, allow for the able account to add special rules to increase contribution limit. So it seems like they continue that allows the designated beneficiary to claim a saver's credit for their contributions to the account. So that saver's credit is something that when you go to file your taxes, there is a line item for that. And then also they said they allow rollovers in limited amounts from the 529 plan. So if you're a child, or yeah, if your child is develops a disability or becomes disabled for any reason and you have a 529 account for them, you can start rolling over that 529 over to their able account, which is another thing that a lot of people are realizing. Like some kids just aren't fit for college, which is okay. But it's good that they allow you to do it a limited amounts. But they don't say that yet, but we will definitely find out. And so they have for the designated beneficiary of the able account, of the designated beneficiary or his or her family member, which is actually pretty cool because now you can actually have that 529 plan go to another kid, another family member. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see how it works out. In addition to the annual limit of $15,000, the gift tax exclusion amount for 2018. Oh, yeah, I remember that. We did talk about the gift tax possibility that you can actually, at the time when I did the recording, we were talking about a max of like $10,000 per child as a gift tax. But they looking at it as a whole nother line item, a contribution that you can actually start providing money into. So they saying that the designated beneficiary can't contribute this additional amount to his or her employer made a contribution for him or her to a 403B, 401A, 457B. So these are the ones that I was telling you about when it came to working for public service, these different special accounts. So it's interesting to see that they say that. All right, so they talk about more about the rollovers, qualification, tuition, so forth. Yeah. All right, so we got that out the way. Now we can start talking about the contributions. Now that we understand what the achieving a better life experience accounts are, how they actually get funded, and what's going on, and like the transfers and everything like that. So now we start talking about the contributions. Let's see, 2025 was up to 19,000. I'm curious on what 2026 limits are going to be. They haven't mentioned that yet. At least on this website, they haven't mentioned the contribution limits on the IRS website. But, if it's not written, it didn't happen. So let's continue on with the 19,000. And obviously, they have some caveats for certain states like Alaska and Hawaii. So you got 19,550 for Alaska and $17,990 in Hawaii, which is actually interesting to me because Alaska versus Hawaii in price. I mean, Hawaii would be more expensive. Like I've been to Alaska. I mean, it's okay, but let's keep it moving. All right, Savers Credit. The able account's designated beneficiaries is able to claim the Savers Credit percentage of their contributions. This is a non-refundable credit for people who are at least 18 years old or closer, at the close of the taxable year. And they are not a dependent or a full-time student and meet the income requirements. Okay. Okay, so it's non-refundable. Okay, so you can claim the credit if you fill out this 8880 form. That's a whole nother thing. All right, so we got rollovers and transfers from the 529 plans, which we talked about earlier. Rollovers from the 529 to enable account plus the annual contributions of the day of yeah. Rollovers from a 529 to enable account plus the annual contribution to enable account cannot exceed the maximum contribution amount for the year. For example, the $18,000 annual contribution limit for 2024 would meet would will be met by the parent's contribution of $10,000 to their child's able account and roll over $8,000 for the 529 account. Okay. So that's one way to kind of chip away. So if you got a 529 account, you're trying to drain it, you can do it this way. 10,000, I believe that's part of the gift tax that you could possibly do. So you can actually do 10,000 per child, but we read on the other page that 15,000 can be given to each child. So something to think about. Qualified disability expenses. So I guess they treating this almost like a HSA account where if there's something wrong, you can go ahead on and start withdrawing it. But let's read it and see what they say. The states can offer able accounts to help people who become disabled before age 26. And if their family pays for disability related expenses outlined by publication 907, the tax highlights of persons with disabilities. Through contributions, though contributions aren't deductible for federal tax purposes, distributions, including earnings, or are tax free to the beneficiary if the taxpayer pays for the qualified disability expense. So if you have somebody who's has a chronic disability and they have to constantly keep going to get, you know, things done back and forth to the hospital, they will not look, according to this, it's tax free. So if you're going to claim all of this on your itemized taxes, this is one of the things that you can look forward to. So send this information over to your tax accountant if you have a taxable expense. This is a great opportunity to start talking about that with your tax person. So if you have somebody that's disabled, a fine time to talk about them is now so you can get in preparation for the next year. So let's give a shout out to let's see if I can add, let's see. I wonder if I can show, how can I show people comments? Because I'm actually streaming on YouTube and I'm actually utilizing a different tool. So I'm trying to see if there's a way to actually display y'all comments like how they do with other streaming platforms. Like when I am using Riverside, but I'm utilizing natively YouTube Studio streaming to see how this works. So let's see what we got here. How do I add somebody's thing to my screen? Let's see. They got highlights. I don't need highlights. I got timestamps. I don't even know what this is. Let me know if y'all see anything additional. Do I have a moderator? Ooh, moderator activities will be shown. Participants. All right. So I get to see who's online right now. That's cool. Okay. So you're running this directly on YouTube. I can actually see who's watching the stream. So right now it shows Sambaza. You're the only guy watching right now. Thank you so much for showing up, Sambaza. Greatly appreciate you. Seemed like Lisa had dropped off, but it's cool. Let's see if I can. How do I share? Who my top fans? Pop out chat. Yeah. There we go. So if I pop the chat out, okay, then I can move that to the side. Put the chat back up here so I can see. And I wonder if you know what it means to find your dreams come true. Okay, let's see if I can. I can actually share it. So y'all can see our comments. That's great. So y'all can see what I see. Let's see. Welcome. All right. So yeah, I can see all of this. This is actually pretty cool. And then I can see participants. Hey, my Nightbot hanging out. So this is actually pretty cool. There's the beauty of like, all these streaming platforms that they have out here. It's like how they limit you. And this is actually free directly natively on YouTube that I can actually pop out the chat, see who's on there, see what's going on, and see this in real time. Let's see. You're on YouTube right now. Thank you, Sambaza. Let's see. Obviously take a moment to like subscribe. I'm trying to get up to about 1,000 subscribers. So if y'all see anything that you guys want me to talk about, discuss, do a deep dive or do a critique on a particular show or episode or somebody's live channel, sure, let's do it. Because it'll be interesting to see, get y'all different perspective. You're not participating Monday. Oh no, unproductive Monday. Got you. No, it's not unproductive Monday. I was just using that thumbnail as a test run. So this is my test to trying all of this out at the same time, Sambaza. And then also, let's see, it's good to hear. Okay, thank you so much for double checking that you can hear me. And they asking me to take a small break. So with that break, I have to say that oh, I will be going forward. This will be my time frame at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays, just to make life a little easier for me. And plus, I know a lot of you had couldn't make my Thursdays, so throughout my channel, I'll be updating everything, and I will be making sure that let's see, stop sharing. So starting, yeah. So today will be the first day of many Wednesdays, the first Wednesday of many Wednesdays, where I will be going live and start talking about this. So, with that being said, y'all can help me finish out my quest for the day. And yeah, so I got my live show will be on Wednesdays at 7. I will be talking about how the same stuff I would talk about on Thursdays. I'm just taking it back to the beginning, the way how things used to be. When I used to, oh my gosh, I found out why I couldn't. You know what? This really sucks. So I was actually trying out something here. Because I bought a new cable and I was trying out something to see if it would stream. But no, I was trying to be fast and not click on all the things I'm supposed to. Try another cable. So I'm trying another cable to see, because this other cable is a lot longer than the one I was using. And hopefully it's powerful enough and thick enough for the stream. And that's one thing I'm worried about, is that it's not powerful enough to push it. So let's see. if it will push it. Push it real good. Mm-mm. Okay, so seems like it's not pushing it like I need it to. Okay. Yeah, it's not powerful enough. So I need to get new cables. Gotta get new cables. All right, so Sambaza, you say so what that means that you will make it to our show after you're done. Yeah, I'll have that opportunity to come to your show when I'm done my show. But also I have like other masterminds and stuff like that. So that will be something to think about because I do a lot of those. Okay, I think I hit a button. There we go. What was this? Oh, okay. So it seems like I need new cables. I need a thick, fat cable versus the little teeny thin cable I was trying to use. And let's see, that's the notification that I got 10 minutes. All right. So I'm gonna play 10 minutes video games and then I'm out of here. If I got questions, I can try to provide some answers because all as this about all I can do. All right. So let's see what game we plan today. I need to turn down the volume on this bad boy on the TV because I can actually no, I can keep the volume up. Yeah, let's give you some volume. Let's see, do that, and I'll turn it down on my end. All right. So, what are y'all questions? I'll try my best to answer. If you're watching on YouTube, let's see who's watching on YouTube. And we got Sambaza. All right, Sambaza, you're up, sir. So, let me know if you have any questions or concerns. What's on your mind? Because I'm about to knock out some things right quick and get this over with. And let's see, get my girl Jala. I guess if I have a child, I might name it Jala. Jala Weaver. What? I think Jala is a cool name. JHALL. Jala. I usually lose on this stage. Ha! Ah, come on. Got me. Okay. Are you planning any mastermind soon? Um, I don't have a plan on my own mastermind, but eventually, come on. Oh, come on. I got like 13 points to go because it's point related. Uh, come on. Stop playing. Oh, guess I didn't make it. All right. Got a couple more minutes to make the next one. All right, got heavy axe attacks. What I need to do? 3 KOs in a match and pull dash dodges. I need to win 4 times. All right. And let's see. What color? Let's see. There we go here. Yeah. Give her a natural cut. All these things, I've been playing this game for years, so it doesn't really matter which one. Yeah, give it a doggo. Keep it moving. Let's see. Rapper, money, guru, and gamer. I am not a rapper, trust me, so don't rap at me. Are you a money making gamer? That'll be funny. No, I just play from time to time, and I don't play that many games. Like this is kind of like the extent, something short, and sweet. And it's interesting to see how this plays out on YouTube as a thing because there's clearly a huge delay of everything. This one I kind of get lucky. If I actually win, it's really luck. Yeah. It got me. Yeah, like I said, some of these matches I'm not even that great. Oh no. Ah, she got me. Oh man, I got one more point. Come on, come on. Hurry up, hurry up. Couldn't finish it. God dang it. All right, I lost both games. Okay. What ifs? All right, everybody. It's been fun. Y'all be out. And y'all be safe. And we'll take care next time. All right, y'all have a good one. Bye.